I think if Skip could have had Shannon stay, if Shannon didn't want to leave, Skip
He
would have
would have.
still had Shannon there. It wouldn't have been
Of
what we
course,
see now.
of
Right.
course.
And so now I feel like Skip is in limbo. And like when people's like, oh, he wasn't really
He
talking.
reaching.
Okay, he was letting them get their takes off. Like that's kind of different. That's a different side of Skip. Like I don't think that was voluntarily. I think we're seeing Skip in real time try to figure out what the hell
What
is
the
going
fuck am
on.
I gonna do now without Shannon?
Yeah,
I'm
like
not
we're
gonna lie.
watching that in real time. Like what am I going to do? And
I hate to
so
go.
he's
Oh, go
watching
ahead.
them go back and forth, and like I know Skip has a busload of notes coming into every take coming in every day, and then when they just go off the handles, like when they walked out or whatever, it's just like how much of this is y'all being performative, trying to like help and boost the ratings, and like again, like Skip is just trying to figure this all out in real time,
You know
like
what he's also seeing though? He's like, wow, these guys have personalities too, and he's noticing like the more starts he's giving people, people are gaining traction on their own and gaining steam on their own, and they're using that as a platform to jump and go do whatever opportunities arise from the showcase that they get to do in his presence or on his show or whatever the case may be. Because I, I've definitely foresee that in the future with Richard and especially Richard Sherman. I feel like I think he already has a podcast if I'm not
yeah,
mistaken. But you want to talk about a way to boost that? Um, you become a personality that's pretty popular on his show. I feel like that'll boost ratings and kind of give people that confidence to be like, maybe I'm big enough to kind of start moving without you. And then people start realizing, well, is Skip really still a thing on TV now? And it's like
bro,
we could be looking at his mortality being in jeopardy right before our eyes.
we're watching it.
He ain't getting nothing but older too, and it's like they're always looking for a fresh face.
We are watching this in real time live. We're watching this happen to Skip. Uh and I think it's too early. I believe more in the first take setup than I do the undisputed setup because I think the uniqueness in what Skip and Shannon had, even with Skip and Stephen A, you knew who you were getting every day. So you got to either like love these guys or you got to hate them, whatever the case may have been because of their consistency. Like you got to just like they were in your household, their household names. Like you got to grow this, relationship with them one way or the other. But when you got three different guys, I think with Skip, like he got Lil Wayne on that, bro. I don't care what Lil Wayne's gonna say about sports. I honestly don't. Like, I don't think nobody really cares what Wayne gonna say about sports, right? Um, and so it's just
I'm a
like
hip hop guy and I don't care.
right. And so with Skips, with Undisputed Situation, they've gotten these guys, they got a different crew, I believe, like for Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Now, Shannon, he's only supposed to be on first take for Monday and Tuesday, for every Monday and Tuesday for the course of the NFL season. But but Shannon's personality is so domineering with him and Stephen A. It's just like, oh, I could be invested in like Shannon and Stephen A. Monday and Tuesday, and just have to wait Wednesday through Friday for Shannon to come back. Whereas I don't think that's necessarily. I don't know how much you could invest in like the personalities with Undisputed because I believe what's going on at ESPN between Shannon and Stephen A. I feel like we can pencil that in to be that's going to be a constant. We can guarantee that we're going to get them two debating each other hour and a half Monday and Tuesday. Maybe Shannon comes in sometimes here or there Wednesday through Friday. I don't know. I feel like though what we seen on screen with Skip and the other guys, though that's what we seen on screen, I don't believe that to be a constant. I still feel like behind the scenes, heads are on fire and they're still trying to figure it out. And to be like, what is going to be our stick to like keep our ratings high or keep our ratings even when Shannon was here. And then if it starts to come down or they can't find a consistency with that, then producers are gonna start looking at Skip like, hey, buddy, we're not renewing that contract when it's over. Just so you know. Go ahead, Dacius.
Okay, so I don't mean to get too spiritual, but I've seen this happen millions and millions of times, not with just me, but with other situations with other people. And I want to say this: I want to say that righteousness always wins, no matter how long it takes. Righteousness will always win. So I want to go all the way back to and when it was Skip and Stephen A. and everything was good. I mean, like you didn't have to break that formula. That formula was going to keep duplicating and keep duplicating, right? But what happens is you have Skip now upset and jealous because you got the young Black Thundercat, and everybody's starting to where everybody was really loving you because you were profound and you seemed knowledgeable. Now this young loud Thundercat, he's profound and also found a way to sound profound and knowledgeable as well. We are kind of, you got to kind of share our fandom now. So you get jealous, you get upset, right? And so you say, okay, I can go over here to Fox, and Fox is gonna pay me XYZ, and I ain't got to deal with this young Thundercat. I can actually choose whatever young Thundercat is gonna be coming up against me, right? But righteousness always wins, right? The fact that that jealousy and that envy and all that had to come with you over the Fox as well, Shannon Sharp got to see who you really were, not just behind the scenes, professionally, out in the camera. You told me I wasn't shit. Like I wasn't as good of a tight end as Tom Brady was a quarterback. Like, and you ain't never played the game. Like that type of character of you started to show its ugly head, and now you sit in a situation where you're drowning, you do whatever you can to get these ratings in. But guess what the young Thundercat over here doing? The young Thundercat is finna now be blessed by that Thundercat that you chose. That was the one that you chose to try to hide who you really were for real, what was really going on. And that's just the we like you said, Emax Stats, we're seeing it live. We're seeing it all play out live because righteousness always wins, bro. And some may see, man, that's a little bit too deep and all that. But bro, once that situation didn't go well with Stephen A and Skip, I started to watch Skip Bayless's character. Why? Because he's a Cowboy fan. I was a fan of him. But then he started like literally like, I'm gonna hate on LeBron no matter what. And so I'm like, okay, now I gotta back up now. Now I gotta look at this man. F the Cowboy fan stuff. I gotta really look at this man and see. And I've been paying attention from him leaving First Take all the way up to Fox to where he is now. And I'm like, that's what your punk ass get.